Well, hello there, my beautiful, fearless ones. So today, um, I wanted to do a video. I wanted to talk about where I've been and what's been going on because I haven't been posting and I've been posting videos and I didn't post anything on my community tab. So what's been going on is nothing super serious. Everybody's okay. Everybody's fine. Nobody's health is bad or anything like that. I haven't been sick. My kid hasn't been sick and nothing like that. What happened was we got notified that we were going to have an apartment inspection. A couple months back, about maybe 6 months or so, our my landlord switched over from one person to another person, and with our previous landlord, we never had inspections before. With this new landlord, apparently they do yearly safety inspections, and we were notified on like a Wednesday that they were going to come in the following Tuesday and do an inspection. And because I've never had an inspection before, I kind of panicked because I don't want to say I'm not the best housekeeper. I'm not like a super neat and tidy person. That's just not me. I have ADHD. It's, things get put into random boxes and then just put somewhere. And my house is not like a complete disaster, but it's definitely cluttered, and it was way more cluttered than what you want. And because I've never had an inspection before, I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure what they were going to look for. Sometimes the inspectors are very picky. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're very lenient. And you don't know who you're going to get and how picky they're going to be. So I looked up and did as much research as I could, and basically frantically was cleaning my house to try and get it as clean as I possibly could. Even though they told me it was just a safety inspection, they were like, we're not gonna judge your housekeeping, like as long as it's not like hoarder level super bad. We're just gonna come in and check, like the faucets, the smoke detectors, things like that. Which everything was good, except for a couple of things, which I'll talk about, because that's why I haven't been posting this past week or so. But it's just safety stuff, right? Just basic stuff. It wasn't like an actual apartment inspection. They weren't checking like for cleanliness and anything like that. But they still, like, obviously they would still notice things like that. And I've never had that before. So, I didn't know what to expect. So I was very incredibly nervous and anxious. And instead of spending time filming, I had to spend time cleaning, which is what I did frantically. And my house is the cleanest that it's ever been, I think ever. And it's still not super clean, but it is cleaner than it was before. And then what happened was during the inspection, one of the things that they do is they check your stove. They check the burners on the stove, and they check your oven to make sure everything heats up correctly. Well, one of the burners on our stove was not heating up. So they were like, okay, we'll put in a thing to have, a repairman come out and look at it. He came out, looked at it, and was basically like, yeah, this stove is like 40 years old, which it was like a mustard yellow one, which I love. I actually love I think it's from the 50s and 60s. I'm not quite sure, but like it's like the mustard yellow, and they have like the lime green kitchen appliance. I love that aesthetic. But anyway, it was a very old stove. It worked just fine, except for that one burner. It wasn't working. So he was like, yeah, this stove is like 40 years old. I'm just going to tell him that you need a new stove, because since it's so old, it would be probably hard to find parts for this. So we're like, okay. With our previous landlord, it was like pulling teeth to get anything done. And I won't really go into that, but like if they had told us, like if they had said, okay, we told them something was wrong with our stove, it would probably be 2 weeks or a month before they even got anybody out to look at it. And then if they told them that we needed a new stove, it would probably be 3 to 6 months before they actually got us a new stove, if they ever got us a new stove. But our new landlord, I was actually very shocked. It was within a week that they called us and were like, we got a stove for you. So they bring by the new stove. And you know, they set up a time. And where I film is at my kitchen table, right? So my kitchen isn't that big, so I have to, in order for them to get in to do, because it's like the kitchen table is right here, and then it's kind of like in front of the back door, and then you have the stove, right? Is right inside the back door. Well, they had to come in the back door to get to the stove to take the old one out and then put the new one in. So in order to do that, we had to push the table up against the wall that I film in front of, which means that I couldn't film. And then for them to get the stove in. So they did all of that, right? We moved the table back, and I was getting ready to film. We had some chicken that we were fixing to make. So we went to turn on the oven on our new stove. And when they delivered the new stove, they checked the stovetop, the burners, and the burners were working just fine. We were very happy with it. Except we went to turn on the oven, and the oven wasn't heating up. And then it started heating up, but it was only going up by 5 degrees. And then 5 degrees. And it's like every 5 to 10 minutes, it would go up by 5 degrees. So basically, and I kid you not, I can't make this up. We had a stove that was 40 years old, but one burner on the stovetop wasn't working. But the rest of the burners and the oven was working. So instead, they gave us a stove that all 4 burners were working, but the oven wasn't working. So then I messaged the landlord. I put in like a maintenance request of whatever, and told him the oven isn't working. You know, we need to have somebody come out and look at it, whatever they want to do. I just basically told them that the oven isn't working. They can decide what they want to do about it, right? So then they message us, and they're like, hey, we're going to bring you another new stove. Okay. So then we had to, again, move the table over and get the kitchen ready for another stove, which is like, it's not a problem. It's just, you know, they're very on top of it as far as like when they say they're going to bring it by, they've been on top of it. When they said they were going to bring the stove over the first time, they were like, we're going to be here by 4 o'clock. They were here by 4 o'clock. Like they were here before 4 o'clock. Like they were very, very much on time. They were very fast, efficient, getting it in and out, you know, and doing all of that. Can't really complain about that, other than the fact that obviously they didn't check the oven didn't work, so you know, that whatever. So, and you know, I was thinking, well, that, you know, it's a newer stove, so maybe they can just send somebody out to look at the oven. Well, no, then they're like, we're going to give you a new stove. So then we're going to get another new stove. So instead of having a repair guy come out, we have to push the table over all over again, to have them come out and take that stove out and bring another stove in. And we ended up calling them. It was supposed to be on Monday, but then I don't know, something got mixed up. And then it ended up being like Tuesday morning. So we had moved the table over because we thought it was going to be Monday morning, but then it ended up being Tuesday morning. So it's just been kind of a mess. Like I've been trying to film around it, but it's kind of hard to film when you gotta kind of figure out, especially when you have to move the table over, you know. And I've thought about, you know, I'm in my living room chair right now, and I've thought about, there was a time where I would come in here and film looks, but I much prefer being at, you know, in my filming area with all of my makeup and all of that. So I do apologize for not posting, and I do apologize for not posting in my community tab. I usually am much, much better about that. It's just been so freaking hectic with everything else that we've had to get done. Like, just, it's been hectic. We've had family things going on, and with the holiday, and just car issues and storms and a lot of things. So it's been a lot of stress. And sometimes, you know, the best thing that you can do is just to make it through the day. So I do apologize. Like, it really isn't anything serious. It was just an apartment inspection. I think we've gotten everything done that's going to be like that invasive now. I think there's still a couple of things that need to get fixed and need to get done, but nothing that should interfere with my filming. So we should be getting back on track. I know I said that before, but I had no idea that this all was gonna happen as fast as it was. Like I said, with our previous landlord, like, they took forever to get things done. So like I had no idea that it was gonna happen so fast. You know, yeah. And then to have them bring one stove and then have it to not work and then have to do it all over again and then have to do another stove. Like, it's just, I can't make this up. It's been absolutely insane. And it's been quite a July. And my kid's birthday is coming up, the big 1/6. So if you see this, please wish them a very, very happy birthday. Can you believe I'm going to have a 16-year-old this month? I still feel like I'm 16 some days. So at some point they're going to be older than I am, which on some days in maturity they already are. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on. We all have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just been a lot. And when I get overwhelmed, I tend to shut down. And, you know, if I have too much to do, I end up doing nothing. So, which I'm trying to work on. I really am trying to do just like a little bit at a time so that I don't do nothing. But yeah, this, you know, filming has just kind of gotten put on the back burner because, especially with trying to get the house clean, I was just like, there's just no way. Like, I'm not even going to worry about it because I have so many videos, number one, and number two, because it's not going to hurt anything for me to take what I thought was going to be like a week break. And, you know, it does help with burnout too. You know, you always, it helps to take a break, with creativity and things like that too. But yeah, so now that I think everything is, I think everything is done. I'm hoping we'll get back to a regular filming schedule and we'll get back to some semblance of normal. I do apologize again for not posting. If you were worried or concerned, I am really, really sorry. You can always message me on Instagram. I'm happy to talk to you and let you know. You can follow me. You can, I would say friend me, but Instagram, you don't really friend people, but you can always follow me and message me and talk to me that way. I'm happy to chit chat with you, especially if you watch my videos. Would really like to talk to you and, you know, get to know you. So, but yeah, so all the usual things. Like this video if you like this video. It's not really much to like. It's just an update. But yeah, all the normal things. I thank y'all so much for watching and putting up with me for so very long. And I will see you in the next one, which will hopefully be an epic makeup look. So I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.